Okay. I think I've got everything ready. I think. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1 second. I've been mucking around with settings, and that's why. But I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Okay. Let me just grab that and let me get the right thing there. Fabulous. I've got my little iPad doing my little doohickey doodahs, and we're starting an ad, starting us off with an ad, should I say. There we are. Okay, right, I think we're good. I think we're fine. Okay, today is day number 83 of Naruto Goodness, where we is carrying on the way we carried on, and me just holding my excitement for tomorrow morning, which is going to be a great day. May 12th, 2023 will be a treasured day for many, me included, me most definitely. Yep. I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't, you've been under a rock. So that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. But anyway, enough of that. I'm having my dinner as well. I have a lovely. That's right, because I keep forgetting the camera's up there. It is chicken seasoned with all-purpose seasoning. There, where is it? No, there. Rice, and then underneath is some cabbage. So that's what I'm going to be munching on. And then, to polish it all off, I've got some salted caramel seduction ice cream, which I'm very excited about as well. We've got good healthy food, followed by not so healthy food, washed all down by a cup of tea, which depending on who you ask is healthy or not. I'm talking about black tea with milk specifically. Because again, depending on who you ask is whether it's healthy or not. Come on. Bruh. He really does not want to be hit by an ultimate. Come on. There we go. Lovely. Alright, but other than that, today we are, because today's a Thursday, but I've got tomorrow off from work. I really hope this chicken's cooked. It's going to be a bit more resistance than I would like. It's going to be a little bit more resistance in my mouth than I feel comfortable for.
That's a relief.
I think I'm pretty sure it's cooked. Yeah, it is cooked. Just, you know when sometimes you bite into chicken and it's just like you crunch down and something's not right? That's what I'm getting. But visually, everything looks right. I don't know what's going on. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Alright. Anyway. This week it is a new week. We are week like 18, 19 of the year. Which is lovely. And yeah. I've forgotten the life update. Not really. Work's actually, this week, work has actually been okay. It's actually been passable. I haven't got to the end of the week going, oh my good giddy aunt, I'm so bloody excited that the week's over because I couldn't take another day of it. At least I haven't been that bad. Which is good. which is actually fabulous. Yeah. What else? What else have we got? Oh, you will notice. You will notice something very different. Well, I say very different. I've changed my overlays a little bit. I've just taken that bar off the top out. I was thinking about it and I'm like, you know what, do I really need that information up there? Really? And do I really need to say what game I'm playing when it is made very clear from watching what game I'm playing? So it's like, do I really need that stuff up there? Nah, I'll take it off. It'll be alright. Means more space for the game. So I did that yesterday. Hey! Michael Rich, what up? Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? How's life? Is it still gold? And hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I've got the sound levels right. Let me know if I'm too quiet or if the game's too loud. Because I was mucking around with settings yesterday, and I might have mucked the sound levels. Oh. Beans are cut into the core of the cabbage. Right, going over there. Okay, part number 4 done. Cuckoo and Yuto, lovely. Who knows what lovely. Right. I'm glad I got that right.
If I get closer.
Lovely. You know, sometimes when you eat raw cabbage, and like some days the raw cabbage is amazing and it feels so healthy, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so healthy. But then some days you eat it and you're like, this really needs to be cooked. Feeling like boiled cabbage, steamed cabbage at the moment. Speaking of cabbage, what's it? We supermarkets, little conniving beeps. Oh, have to say Boruto's been growing on here, although I watch almost every other day, so that might stop messenger. I'm glad, to be honest, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Because if you reckon it's actually worth a shot, I might just give it a go.
Why did you challenge me? Why did you lose? Take a good hard look at it.
Carl just cloaked me and Toby. Oh gosh. What's it? Because I've heard that as Boruto goes on, it kind of comes into its own a little bit more. Like the more like Like the longer it goes on, the sort of less it's relying on like the Naruto and Shippuden, and more that it's sort of it's built up its own database of lore as such. It's built up its own sort of stuff that it can pull from to add in to rely on. Oh, remember this character? That's what I was saying. Speaking of cabbage, oh my goodness. So we bought, because you know how supermarkets sell cabbage, they sell whole cabbages, they sell half cabbages, and they sell quarter cabbages. So at one of the supermarkets here, they sell quarter cabbages for practically $5, $4.50, practically $5. It's a quarter cabbage. So 4 of those is $18. $18 for a full cabbage. That's mental. Like when you actually think about it. Whereas you could just buy a full cabbage for like $5 for like a full cabbage. And it's better, and it's things that people pay. Like, what are people actually paying for? They're paying for someone to pick up a knife and cut a cabbage into 4. They're willing to pay like 10, 12, 15 extra bucks for someone to pick up a knife and cut into a cabbage. Like, is that really how rich people live? I can't be bothered cutting a cabbage into 4, so I'll pay practically $15 extra for someone to do it for me. Oh goodness, I can't understand rich people. But anyway. Anyway, that was just an observation I had about cabbages. My life is going so interesting at the moment. Anyway, just to read your thing about Naruto's the best Hokage. Wow. For the one-on-one fights, he actually made it so kids won't die. Stop before anything really happens while I'm having a look Hinata versus Neji fight. Wow. Even from a story writing perspective, that's really good. That's like, technically like, that's like a setup and payoff spanning years, like 2 decades worth of writing. Wow. Nice. It's like for me, I've always seen Naruto as like the character as I've always just sort of agreed with Sasuke that he's very immature. I've never really seen him as like oh, this guy's actually like a mature adult. But then, you know, it was like, well, of course he would be, can't, like, he's not going to act like his 12-year-old self all the time. And I think it's when, oh, I don't actually know if it's Boruto or Naruto or something else, but like Hinata and Naruto's wedding, I remember watching that scene and going like, huh, Naruto's actually like comes across really mature and adult. This is weird. Gonna simply watching be all back in my day, I'd tune in exam. Hosted by an expert on torture. Oh, what have I done? What the hell's happened there? Oh, okay. That's true. It's like, back in my day, you could, like, it was okay to kill each, well, it wasn't okay to kill each other, but that's like, because that's really what it should be. Like those tuning exam finals, they're really just testing. They're testing a whole bunch of stuff, really. But like, you know, as like as a 13-year-old kid, you should expect to go into an exam and make it out alive. So if you think about it, Gaara like full-on murdered people and like no repercussions. Like, and you know, and you know, you can say, oh, but you know, that's just the nature of the beast. But like, Gaara literally like murdered people in cold blood. Like, it wasn't even like in a self-defense. It was literally dead in cold blood, just because he was sadistic at the time. Like, no repercussions. That's like, like when you actually think about it, it's mind-blowing. Exactly. Little Timmy and Jimmy ain't coming home because some crazy psychopath from the Sand Village just like, you know, happened to come across him at the wrong time. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. The things that a lawyer could do in the Leaf Village, even in just the Leaf Village alone, lawyers would have an absolute field day. Forest of Death get little tape put across it as a health, you know, get workplace safety coming, you know, cracking down hard on it for death, unsafe work environments, unsafe educational facilities. But the one thing I always what you're eating, I'm eating a lovely selection of raw cabbage, some white rice, a little bit of white rice, and then some little chunks of chicken, seasoned with an all-purpose seasoning. That is my dinner for tonight. And then I'm washing it all down with a bowl of salted caramel seduction ice cream. So that is my delightful meal this evening. Fuel my brain, soul, and heart in different ways. In different ways, but yeah. Oh my goodness. And so sometimes, like it used to be every month, but now it's a bit more infrequently at work. We call them the Fun Police, but basically there's like a group of people who organise some stuff for us to do as a team. So we have like an all company like breakfast or lunch or something. So we had an all company breakfast this morning at this cafe in town. And so I don't mean to brag, but I kind of do have the best taste in food. I don't think there's ever been any time that we've had like a team lunch or breakfast and I haven't enjoyed my food. Because I'm ordering like French toast, I'm ordering some amazing like beef fried rice at this Thai place we went to. Like, I'm just ordering the best stuff. Every other single person always has like, you know, the food's always subpar to them. Or there'll at least be one person whose food's always subpar, but it's never me. It's never me. So like today, at this cafe, it's a place that we've been to before. You know, people are ordering their like eggs Benedict, which was actually looked really nice. Their granola porridge with fruits on top. Their Avo Smash toast. Anytime you say Avo Smash, my brain just instantly goes to just like fancy rich people who will like just won't like do normal things because they're so rich. Like that's just the only thing that goes in my head when I hear the words Avo Smash. Hate it. Anyway, but I ordered the delightful French toast, and it came over, and you know, because mine's the last one to come out, and it comes out, and everyone's like, oh, because it looked beautiful, it looked amazing, and I'm just like, everyone's just jealous of my food choices. So, like, what really needs to happen is I'm like, I need to put out a thing going, guys, next time the team lunch or breakfast comes around, just order what I'm ordering, because I always seem to order the best stuff. So, just saying. Anyway, that was a big side tangent. What was it? That's right. This the line that Krishna had just before, with like mothers are strong, blah blah blah. It reminded me of something that I don't know why it infuriated me so much, and I think it was just you completely like this person and like the point of what they experienced, like two completely different universes. They missed the point so bad. So I was on LinkedIn, which already I'm in the wrong place because LinkedIn is just like, I thought Facebook was bad for just banal, utter, what good does this have in the world, just makes you just despair for humanity. So I was on LinkedIn, and I was scrolling down, and I saw a post, you know, because it's got the whole like see more thing, so you know, you only get the intro. So let's check this lady. I won't say her name. You won't actually know who it is, but anyway, lady who is like a connection of one of my connections or something like that. But anyway, so she says, this morning I heard something that made me so angry, and I was just so upset and all of this sort of stuff, and you know, I'm like, oh my goodness, what could it have been? Oh no, it was something on the radio. What is this about? Oh my lord, please tell me more, lady. So she's like, you know, Mother's Day is coming up, so there was an ad for like a Mother's Day competition or something on the radio, you know, and then sort of at the end of it, it's like, you know, to thank all those mums who cut the crusts off our sandwiches and cheer us from the sidelines in our rugby games. Like, okay, cool, easy, you know. Yeah, it's just like, it's one of those sort of things where, you know, you thanking your mums for all the little things, and there's just two examples of things that a mum does. But this lady heard that, and she was just so upset. She was like, she was almost in tears. She was angry. She felt depressed, and I'm just like, what possibly could have, like, you know, did something traumatic happen at a rugby game when she was cheering from the sidelines? Is she allergic to bread? Is she gluten free? What could possibly go on? So she elaborated, and she said, you know, when I heard that, you know, thanking all the mums who cut the crusts off bread and cheer from the sideline, she says, but I don't cut the crusts off the bread of my children's sandwiches. My children don't play sports, so I'm not cheering them from the sidelines. Does that mean I'm a bad mum? Does that mean because I don't do these two very specific things that this radio ad just picked from the vast pool of like thousands of things a mum does that, you know, people would be grateful and thankful for? The fact that she didn't do these two specific things that this particular ad used as examples, she was thinking, does that mean I'm a bad mum? Does that mean I've failed my children by not cutting the crusts off their sandwiches? And she was like, because I kind of had to like double take it a little bit, because I'm like, is this chick serious right now? Like, is she actually doing this seriously? And she was full on doing this seriously. And then the whole thing of the post was, you know what, actually no, I'm not going to take that. Actually, I am a good mum because I do all this other stuff, you know, I do the laundry and I do whatever. You know, maybe I don't have to cut crusts off sandwiches to be a good mum. Yeah, you know, we should be empowered. We should do what, and I'm just like, I'm reading this thing and like, I'm getting angry because, lady, the point of the ad and you are on like different dimensions to each other. Like, did the point go so far over your head that, like, I'm kind of even just like struggling to sort of say how stupid it is. But it's like, it's one of those things, it's like when I was telling the boy, he was kind of like, it's one of those situations where they're so desperate to like, not necessarily be a victim, but they need to be enraged by something. So they get enraged by an ad, an ad on the radio for a Mother's Day competition. They get enraged because they don't cut across with their sandwiches. They have to be enraged by it. And it's like... Because the thing is, and the reason why, you know, it being on LinkedIn is even worse, makes it even worse than if it was on Facebook. If it was on Facebook, like, it's on Facebook. The thing about LinkedIn though, you know, LinkedIn's supposed to be, you know, this holy grail for business people and corporates and people trying to extend their careers and, you know, supposedly smart individuals. And then you get the fuckers, excuse my language, who get pissed off about a fucking radio ad about cutting across sandwiches. Sorry, and I'm getting a bit heated. I don't know, and the thing is, like, I don't even know why it's like, it's kind of just enraged me beyond what I even thought I would be enraged by it as. I'm angry at it than I normally would be for something like that. And I think it's just I think it's because if these people can't get the, like, get all, like, if these sorts of people are getting enraged at this sort of stuff or upset at this bloody radio ads, these people are like in professional corporate careers where they're in charge of very, very important things and they may need to make very, very important decisions. And so now I can't trust their judgment because of that. I don't know. Yeah. I have a LinkedIn and safe sex useful for, oh, you know, so them actually getting work. Like, I only use it, really, for stalking. So if there's like someone, you know, if I'm trying to stalk someone work relatedly, I'll go on LinkedIn. But that's it. Like, but that's all I'll ever use it for. My bosses, they're trying so desperately to get people at work to start using LinkedIn more. You know, got to build our personal brands. I'm like, I'll build my personal brand on Twitch playing video games. I'm not doing it for bloody LinkedIn. But
I'm sick of looking at you.
the way it bears you never asked for the cross on the same seat. Like, you know, you are a bad son, because imagine if there was a radio, you know, radio ad for, let's say it's International Sons Day, Sons and Daughters Day, you know, it's like for all those sons and daughters that, you know, make breakfast in bed and, you know, I don't know, what do a son and daughter do? Draw, you know, paint the nice pictures of mum and dad to put on the fridge, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I didn't do that. I didn't draw mum and dad a painting or a picture to put on the fridge. Oh no, I'm a bad daughter. You're a bad son because I did that. And I'm like, wait, no. Actually, no. I need to realize that actually being a good son and good daughter can look like a lot of things. And you don't need to do a picture to be a good son. Yeah, we'll stick it to the man, you know. We'll tell them what's what. We'll say, we don't need your stupid pictures. We're just gonna do the laundry on Saturdays instead of mum and dad doing it. It's just like, it's killing my brain cells just even thinking about it. Anyway, so that's my weekly update that I just got and like angry from that display of utter idiocy, moronism. tomfoolery. Yeah. And it's kind of like cemented the whole what LinkedIn is in my mind. So like the next time my boss is like, hey, so like have you know been doing more stuff on LinkedIn, like we're like saying you should totally do, and I'm like, no, I don't like LinkedIn, and this is why, and then give her like the full-on reason why, and so she can see by her own two eyes why LinkedIn is awful. Oh, no, don't worry, mate. Okay. Dinner done. And now make dessert. Right. Dessert time. I want the ice cream. Let's go. And it's practically melted. Lovely. Though then again, that's really on me. That's on me for getting my ice cream out too early. Asked me a pretty cool, pretty different question there. I think I gave the right answer. Oh, what question, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of question was it?
Why are you weak?
And Sasuke.
Battle begins. Look at yourself.
Can I chakra dash in? Sasuke, chakra dash in, you know you want to.
Brace yourself.
Beans.
Powerful in my too slow.
I'm so sure his son's birthday. Those who like video games and like Fantasy game. Fantasy 7. The video guy says he a lot of Final Fantasy in the store. Which one would he like? Ooh. So if you like and you like and plays Final Fantasy 7, interesting. Interesting. Final Fantasy stars in the sky. I mean, if you went with Pretend I Hope for the best, to be honest, Michael Rich, to be honest, there's no wrong answer to that question. Like, that's the best thing about Final Fantasy. Unless, well actually it kind of depends. The wrong answer would be 10-2. And maybe 13-2. No. Wrong answer would be Lightning Returns and 10-2. A, because they're sequels. And B, they're just like, what the hell's going on enough? Especially 10-2. any cold-blooded boy would play the start of that game and be like, sorry, what's this? This is J-pop simulator. Because also depend on what they like about 7 Remake. Yeah, because I'd imagine a lot of people, especially now if they're getting into Final Fantasy, they'll start with 7 Remake. Most definitely. I mean, and 10's like one of the absolute masterpieces of the series, so not gonna go wrong with it. Really, if he doesn't like turn-based stuff, that's really the only thing that wouldn't. But generally, there's no wrong answer to that question. Just even the fact that they're playing a Final Fantasy game, they're already winning. They're already winning at life. Come on. Bruh. There we go. Lovely. Oh my god. That reminded me. Speaking of 7 Remake, and apologies, because this is... Apologies in advance for anyone listening that's like, on Final Fantasy 7 Remake, because I'm gonna go full. So I was watching a video. It was... like 2 hours, 40 minutes long. On this guy, I think his name's Sleep Easy or something is the channel's name on YouTube. His 7 remake slash what he thinks going on largely in the story theory video for 2 hours 40 minutes, and it was absolutely incredible, and he is probably definitely right about a lot of it, because it just all makes so much sense, because it's like he goes into not just what he reckons even just strictly 7 remake, what you kind of pick up on the direction they're going, but even like kind of like patterns and themes, like overall themes that have been present in all of the Final Fantasy 7 compilation things. Like there have been like there's one thing and it was crazy. I'm like, oh my god, the details. So there is
This'll finish it.
in 7 Remake and in Crisis Core and in Advent Children, the mother, and a whole bunch of other things, there's a recurring usage of a tessellation pattern, which is like, how do you even describe it? If you look up like tessellation on Google Images, it's like a whole, like, it's not necessarily squares, but they're kind of like hexagons, octagons, and they're kind of just all tessellated tiles, you know what I mean? But use of tessellation, specifically in the context of Final Fantasy 7 universe, is all to do, with like memories and not necessarily like DNA, but it's really just like memories, and the fact that like the life stream is kind of like the past, present, and future, and it contains all the memories of every living thing that's died. And the use of tessellation is used in, specifically in Advent Children, in the cover art, but also in like the bits that Sephiroth's in, or the remnants of Sephiroth or whatever. These weird tessellation things, it's kind of meant to like symbolise that like stuff's going on with memories, and basically Sephiroth can use people's memories of him to like come back in a sense, like in a really like it's way more to it than that, but sort of it's like a Sephiroth basically can use memories to reappear both to a specific person but also like fully in the flesh as well. But anyway, but so like an Advent Children, that kind of like I think the whole thing is basically Sephiroth trying to bring himself back a little bit, I think. Anyway, so there's tessellation patterns everywhere, is like super prevalent in the cover of it, of the film. And also in 7 Remake, oh no, that's right, the other thing too, in FF7, I think it's in the OG FF7, the bit right at the end where Cloud sort of going through the wormhole of somewhere. I think he's like going, it's kind of like a Kingdom Hearts scenario where he's going inside his soul or something, but anyway. But if you like freeze frame it when he's going through the wormhole thing, there's like tessellation patterns along the side. I think it actually, now that I think about it, might actually be a 7 Remake thing, because the same thing when you're going through the wormhole thingy at the end to the edge of creation or whatever, there's tessellation patterns all throughout that. And even so, when you're doing your weapons, when you're upgrading your weapons in that little like void spacey thing where you go into all the different nodes, all along the edges of that sort of area menu, like the space thing, tessellation patterns all along there. On the pause menu, tessellation things on the like sort of as the accents on the pause menus, like it's everywhere that you look at it, which means, because it's in the context of FF7 and that universe, it means that like the concept of memories and everything is like it's hugely important, like hugely important. And so this theory that this guy had like was basically like combining all the sort of themes and things that have been going on, and it's like mental, like it's crazy, but it makes so much sense, because like if you like basically combine what's sort of been, I guess, hinted at, or like what's kind of been shown as themes and all the other 7 stuff, basically it arrives at the fact that, you know, Sephiroth needs to come back. So how, you know, so who's the one person that has memories of Sephiroth who's alive? Cloud does have memories of Sephiroth. So as long as Cloud remembers him, like not in the sense of like when you're recalling, like, oh that's right, I know that dude, but like vivid memories of what Sephiroth did or has done. As long as Cloud has those and he hasn't achieved any kind of like closure from what's happened to him, as long as he hasn't achieved that kind of like closure state, Sephiroth can kind of basically can always come back, kind of thing ish, something like that. Oh, I'm completely butchering it. I'm getting all those like 50 things going on with this theory, but yeah, basically at the end of the day, Sephiroth can come back. Oh no, that was it. Sephiroth's trying to like, he's kind of like, because there's a really core detail right at the end of 7 Remake that like is completely lost on English, completely lost in the English localization, is that Sephiroth uses in the Japanese, when he's talking about himself, like like when he's saying this, uses the Japanese orewa, which is kind of like the, it's saying I, but like in the first person sort of thing. It's a, like, I don't even know how to describe it.
How about this?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like me, my, like your personal sense of identity sort of thing. It's that sort of thing. But so like you use it when you're saying like, hi, I'm Sephiroth or whatever. You'd use like orewa.
Let me take you to a
But from like basically from the moment in the 7 lore that Sephiroth goes off the deep end, from that point onwards, and like literally everything, every piece of media beyond that, he says watashi wa when he's describing himself, which is a very similar thing, but it's kind of in a more of a detached third person kind of way that you would introduce yourself or say something about yourself, in the set, like kind of implying that like Genova's got, you know, Sephiroth's not completely like himself, like the influence of Genova's like is quite strong. That's what he use himself as watashi wa. But in this, at the end of 7 Remake, it's like right at the end of the whole him and Cloud are doing their chat. It's the first time since he goes off the deep end in 7 that he says orewa, which the implications of that is insane from a lore point of view. And so this guy uses this theory in the sense that basically the Sephiroth is kind of like, could Sephiroth's goal, like not necessarily that he's secretly good and he's like trying to do good stuff, but is he basically at some point in time or in space or in a dimension or whatever, he's basically managed to wrest control of his self and his mind fully back from Genova, and he's like fully himself. And so he's trying to like remake himself, kind of like remake himself to be whole again, but he can only do that by manipulating the memories that other people have of him. So the only people that really have actual memories of Sephiroth are Cloud, for obvious reasons, the rest of the party from their dealings with him in actually no, it's not that, it's who's got memories of Sephiroth before he went off the deep end, which is Cloud, and it's Zack. So, which obviously ties into the big war at the end of 7 Remake. So the fact that, you know, you've got these peeps floating around, does that all mean that Sephiroth's trying to, by having them alive and kicking around, Sephiroth's able to then now do things or manipulate things to use their memories of him to kind of reform them? It's like, it's a weird thing. I'll link to the video in my Discord for whoever's interested about it. I'm not doing it justice at all. It is like two and a half hours long though, so be forewarned. But if you're interested and you just want something to chuck on in the background, I highly recommend. It's probably one of the best theories I've heard of what's going on in the larger story in a long time. It even does, there was one bit, he even goes into like what the Ultimania, like the 7 Remake Ultimania, the script that it has for the scenes, because it's very, like the wording of the scenes is really particular, and it's really interesting to kind of see what's going on. Because like Sephiroth's, like when Sephiroth appears to Cloud, and like right at the start where Sephiroth's making Cloud hallucinate all that burning building stuff, one of the lines that Sephiroth says to Cloud is like, you know, run Cloud or something, you have to live or whatever. That's the line that Cloud's mother said to him in Nibelheim, you know, said to Cloud. So he's like, Sephiroth's like saying that specifically to bring those memories back up in Cloud's mind, to then make Cloud's memories of Sephiroth stronger, but then Sephiroth to be able to manipulate, that sort of thing. Yeah, I understand that. Especially since Sephiroth's only mid-game and OG, so usually you get the flashback replay as Sephiroth. It's way too popular. Yeah, oh yeah, almost definitely. Like, whatever they're doing is like, it's basically Sephiroth as the puppet master, like the whole, like, he's trying to do something. Like, this whole remake trilogy is basically Sephiroth's trying to do something, and we need to figure out what, like, the player and, you know, fans of OG, we need to, like, he's doing something, and whether it's he's trying to, like, gather all the souls of the planet up and ship us off into the stars, or he's trying to, like, get rid of Genova, or he's trying to, because he's not trying to kill Cloud, I don't think. Like, he needs Cloud around for some reason, but he's trying to do something. Maybe he's trying to rewrite the events of the first game so he doesn't die. And it's like there's something going on. So, like, everything that's gonna happen is, you know, he's like, him and Cloud, it's definitely gonna be like the Cloud Sephiroth and Zack show, really. And I'm so there for it. I am so incredibly there for it. I live. Yeah, and that's right. And then the what's it? Because one of the big things that everyone's trying to figure out is at the start of the next game, like, people are trying to, because I was watching some guys talk about it, and they were trying to guess how how do you start 7 Rebirth, and they're like, wouldn't it be so cool if, you go in the start menu, you press like start game, because you're right, we're at the bit now with the calm flashback, the flashback with Sephiroth in it, and so that's the most perfect place to start. You press start game, fades to black, you then maybe hear the sound of the rain or something on the truck roof, and it opens up in the calm flashback. That would be so sick, and it makes it would just be the most perfect way to start that game. You're just straight into it. But then, because of what's now happened, because the thing is for people who haven't played the OG, they're like, ooh, this is pretty cool. Oh my god, Sephiroth's here. Like, what's going on? Like, things. And everyone who's played the OG and has some awareness of what might be going on, you're just gonna be eagle-eyed, what's changed? Has something changed in the scene? Are events playing out the same as they have, or is something different? You'll be waiting for those differences to come, and it's just I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy what they've done with this series. It's honestly, I know a lot of it's really polarizing. I know that what they've done, because a lot of people are pissed off at it. They think it's just why did you ruin something that, try to fix something that wasn't broke, even though it's not what they're trying to do at all. But anyway, a lot of people don't like it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think because what's it, I think Kitase, Yoshinori Kitase, the original story writer, I think, because he was saying about when it comes to when he plays remasters or remakes of games, he says, you play it, you're like, oh my goodness, I remember all this is amazing, oh my god, I love this game so much, and you kind of reach the halfway point, and the nostalgia's worn off. You reach a point when you're playing a remaster where you're like, I'm not feeling as hyped up about this as I was, right at the start. It loses its effect on you after a while. And when I think about it, I would have to agree. I think I would actually agree to some extent. The new graphics or the, whatever, playing it on new console, oh my goodness, it's great at the start, but you're kind of just okay. I'm now just going through the motions again as if I was playing the original one. And it doesn't have that long lasting, I guess. That hold it gets on you loosens a bit after a while. But so that's what they wanted to do with remake, is that we don't do the one-for-one like, you know, it's not a one-to-one remaster or remake or whatever, because we want people who have played the OG to still have something new to take away from this, and you can't do that with a one-to-one like, because people like, and then it starts the whole argument of, if you already know what's coming, does it make it any, does it mean that you can't still have the same impact? Hello, how are you? Come to play your gum. Yeah, have you still got the fire going? Yeah. Alright, she's gonna wait till next Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, so what's it? Yeah, with a one-to-one like for like of it, you would have probably got to maybe like climbing the probably maybe after the platefall, possibly, and then you would have probably had a point where you're like, it would be like, you probably wouldn't realize it at first, but you'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, the hype's gone, now just go and do the motions again. But what they did is what they did is great. They made it amazing. Yes. Yeah, the combat was tougher, definitely. Story, I'll talk hours about that story. It's incredible. Yeah, but no, they did the best job about fleshing it out. Like, obviously, with having it not as top down, there's already having that you can do. Even if you did a like, there's a lot of detail you can put in that fleshes things out. But yeah, no, definitely the side quests, and even the characters that they've added in. Yeah, I was gonna say added in. There's characters that they've pulled from like mobile games and novels, like novellas that were released that like no one's even heard of. So like in Don Corneo's pad, the guy with the cat, Leslie, who's looking for whose fiance or whatever got picked for the Don. He's actually from a book called, a novella, called, oh God, what's it called? Like The Kids Are Alright or something. And it's about, it spans quite a long time, but it centers around a guy called Evan Townsend, who's, I think he's one of President Shinra's sons to like, because President Shinra's got sons to like all these chicks, but seedy. But he's like a detective or something anyway, but it kind of like he ends up getting involved in some stuff, and there's like Genova and whatever all mixed into it. But this guy Leslie is from that book, and I think Kyrie as well, the chick with like the big hat. I don't remember what her role was. She was kind of like the town crier or something, I think. Probably remembering it wrong. But yeah, but she was from the book as well. So it's got all of these other characters from the extended material that they've put in, because actually, you know, it makes sense, they would be there. But the fact that they've even like done that says, or speaks to the level of detail that they're putting into these games, and it's lovely. It's just great. That makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. Although, the weird thing about it, though, now that I think about it, and it's kind of, is it disconcerting? Not really. Wait, what have I done? Pain. I've done the wrong orange head guy. Or I've done the wrong orange person. The weird thing about it is, and they've kind of, it's probably the fact that FF16 is coming out in June, is we're supposedly 8 months away from it releasing, and there's still no gameplay trailer. Really. There's like nothing else on it since the trailer came out. Oh god, when was it? Like September last year? Sometime last year anyway. Oh, when they're still in the flat, so it would have been like May last year. Like nothing since. And obviously they don't want to, because it's going to take away, because they want to buff up the marketing for 16, so they don't want to throw 7 Rebirth into the mix as well. But so once 16 releases, then we should be expecting to see a little bit more about Rebirth, I would hope, because there's like been nothing really about it, and it's supposedly, yeah, 8 months away, which is a bit like, what? We'll just quickly run an ad after this one, and I'll update the list as well as I do that. So we're down to 4698 after this one. Just gonna run a quick 3-minute ad, update the thing, and then we'll carry on. So run that. So what are we at? We're at 4698. Alright, we're in the 600s. We're getting there. We are getting there. Obito and, excuse me, Yangara. Is your game fun? Is your game fun? Yeah. How do you get rid of the Ubisoft Connect thing? Do you even notice it? No. What the? Alright. I'll come up and tab sort of thing. Another Kabuto cloaked and Naruto. I feel like I've done this fight before. No, it was Toby. I'm thinking of.
Battle begins.
You know how much do you know how much I love theories? I love game theories so much. I always watch a 2-hour, 40-minute video on one. I love Zen. It's great. Do you say this is good? Must have. Oh, that's right, also. So I'm just, I'm just thinking slowly, probably a bit too slowly, adding in, actually no, not too slowly, at my pace. Extra things just to add in, extreme stuff like channel points and whatnot. But I've discovered the sound alerts extension. Oh, you know what? No, but you can listen to you can join in the conversation. Anyway, I found the sound alerts thing, and they've sort of got this whole library of like of sounds that people have uploaded. So I'm gonna sort of go through and find the ones that I like and sort of add them in as channel points, channel point redemptions, as well as other stuff as too. I don't think I'm gonna have any. I don't actually know if you can have ones as like bit redemption thingies, but I won't have those. I don't think, or at least not now. Yeah, so hopefully, or slowly over time, just start seeing more sound alerty stuff popping in. Hopefully, but I just need to find ones that are hashtag me, but also ones that you can sort of use for very particular, maybe not necessarily particular situations, but you know, their moods, that sort of thing. Actually, that's what I need to test out, because I'm worried that, oh no, so what I've got to test out is whether the set, because I've added a bunch of sound alerts in for like follows and subs and all that sort of thing. I haven't actually tested against the volume of other things what the volume of them is going to be, because it's either going to be so quiet you can't hear it, or it's going to absolutely blast the speakers out as soon as it happens. Like it's gonna set itself at a sound level louder than everything else, and I'm quite nervous if it does that. So I probably should actually test that out before everyone's ears explode from a new follow. I think the AI, I'm so certain, I actually might even write a letter to Bandai Namco and be like, I think I've sussed out your AI system, in the sense that I'm so certain, I'd even bet money on it, that it goes through like cycles of aggressiveness. And maybe it's just a free battle, but like maybe if you go through 10 fights unbroken wins against the computer, it will go through like a 5-fight cycle where suddenly it's like dodging all of your moves, doing the kinds of strategies with the character where they'll throw you up into the air and then time their ultimate jutsu, so you can't block it. Like it will hit you as you're falling down from being whacked up. It will be doing all of the stuff. It will be doing heaps of chakra dashes. It will be doing the substitution and chakra dash strategy. It will be doing everything it can for like 5 fights, and then it'll go back down to the bottom of the cycle, and they'll just stand there and just be there, like just take hits, and you super easily win the fights, and then suddenly you'll win a bit too many fights, and then it will flick round to the top of the cycle and start going hundy on you all of a sudden. I feel it in my bones that's what the AI has been programmed to do. Wait a second, hang on a second. Oh my lord, Jesus beans. Well, that was not the right fight I should have done. Now, the question is actually, just need to check after this whether I've already done the fight. So if I haven't, then that's fine. But I've got a funny feeling, because now as I'm over the 50% mark, so there's a higher chance now of me already having done those matchups than there would have been 2,000 fights ago. God, the fact that I can say like 2,000 fights ago, and that's even a thing. I'm actually in a position where I can say 7,000, no, not 7,000 fights, 6,000 fights ago. Oh god. I've done 6,500 fights. Bloody hell.
If you didn't get
Naruto. the sound for a second as I just test something. Well, not really test something. Just gonna. Okay, what do we? Sasuke Rinna. No, Sasuke, turn on Mangekyo, and have I already done Young Tenten? I have not. Oh, yes. Fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, that's beautiful. That makes my day. Because what that means is that I can safely do this fight. Safely do this fight. So my goal basically is to do 100 fights for today's thing. So basically I'm gonna keep going until I've done 100 fights pretty much. Shouldn't at this pace, because I think I'm on pace, I believe, to the 20 fights per half hour thing. Has anything interesting happened this week? Like just like anything that's happened interesting. I'm just trying to think. Get like a weekly update on like the interesting thing that's happened. No. We've got the mouse problem that we still have. We still got it. When was it? Was it Tuesday night or Monday night that we saw it in the kitchen? Tuesday night. So me and the boy, we were chilling on the couch. That's right, because I was playing Star Wars. And then we got up to go get ice cream. And then I stood up and I looked into the kitchen and I saw the mouse run from one side of the kitchen to the other. That little bloody devil. And then actually no, because it ran in like where our oven is and the cupboard next to it. There's like a little gap in between the two with like a big channel leading to the back of the wall. I saw it run down there and I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, I was pointing to it and the boy's like, what? And I'm like, it's the mouse. And then as we were pointing, we sort of run out of from that little cabin into behind where the laundry bit, where the washing machine is, which is where we reckon it comes out of. I saw it run behind there. I'm like, bloody devil. My goodness. Because we caught, what, 7 mice? Like 7 mice in the hot water cupboard in the guest room. We've been putting mouse traps there. We caught like 5 mice in a row with that one, and then we've caught a couple of others, or one next to the fridge and one next thing. We're like, oh, there's just mice. There's so many, and they keep we keep seeing their evidence around the place. Luckily there haven't been any in the cutlery drawer for the last wee while, but these bloody blighters. Like we put traps where they're, we can see that they've been, and then as soon as we put the trap out, they're like, we're not gonna go in there no more, and they'll go somewhere else. Then we'll put a trap there, and then they'll go back into the old place that we put the traps. It's just like, you never win. So that's what we need to do. I need to put mouse traps on the top end list for tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure Pack and Save sells the ones that we use. So buy like 2 or 3 more, so we can have 5 traps out each night. Yeah, so that's. You should. I'll do this ultimate jutsu that this 13-year-old kid does. Hang on. Hang on, wait. Hang on. Need to get him to hit it. Okay, this is a 13-year-old kid, okay? And then they distract her with all these hot ladies, and then he like does like a Rasengan. No, it is, but he's like Naruto's protege. Yeah, so he also learned it too. Yeah. Isn't it just so weird that it's like a 13-year-old kid that's doing that? It's gross. Well, then again, it's Japan. And then depending on which character you do it on, one of the chicks goes, "Oh, you're so handsome," and like goes and gives him like a big kiss, sort of thing. What kind of games do I play? Fighting games, RPGs, other games. Now this is the fight that I was meant to do with young Tintin, which is this one. Wait, have I done this one already? No, I haven't, because otherwise I'd be on a... No, I haven't done this one. Otherwise I'd be on a negative. Yeah, oh, sorry, not negative, an odd number already. Oh, have you got the chicken that you want for lunch? Oh, no, that was, I was just wondering if you had. So after this, I'll go and grab my ones. Now, this is only fight 60 now, isn't it? It is. So I'm a little bit behind time, but that's okay. It's probably because I've had all these random 10 fights. What's that? Oh, beans. Hey, IA! At least you're not MIA. Actually, no, it's better to be in my head than to
Here I go. Here I go. Tool. Blade chaos. Watch out for the rain of steel.
Victor has been decided.
Ready?
I thought you.
Right, I've got Naruto 6 parts, and 6 parts in Yankakashi.
Battle begins. Decided.
Always stay true.
I just realised, man, I've got to heat up my lunch tomorrow. I've got to be away. I've got to be away from screen for like 5 minutes. It's going to be too much. Can't be. I've got to go and buy. I've got to get lunch while I'm out. I've got to buy something in the morning for lunch. Something that can be eaten cold. Pizza. Or get a Turkish wrap in the morning. They're open. Oh no, because they're not open then. At like 8 in the morning.
Victor has been decided.
Oh no, what happens if I need to go to the bar? Oh my goodness. Oh. No, wrong one. That's the wrong setting. Oh no. Please don't tell me it's going to reset all my fights back to 0. Sasaka and Naruto. It shouldn't do. It did too. That's fine. That's okay. Oh, that's right. It's something I was reading on. What's the series you didn't like at first that grew on you? Ooh, here's a question. What's a series that you didn't like at first but then eventually grew on you? I've got the boy sitting beside me, so we'll think that's a really good question. No, it can be anything like games, movies, TV, anything, books. what? Yeah, I feel I've got the same one as well, or like a similar series. Just trying to think what it would be. Let me think on it. Like I feel like for you, Persona. Friend gave me Persona 3 and I got past the first month and stopped playing, came back on 4 and was hooked. Ooh. Like I feel like I've got one on the tip of my tongue, which also reminds me I've got something to ask after as well. I'm on a bit of a bounty hunt for it. But anyway. Like I feel like I've got one on the tip of my tongue. Oh. I know what it is. Zero Escape thing. Zero Escape series. Which was so it's like only 3 games in the series. They're puzzle games, really. So I played the first one 999. 9 doors, 9 persons, 9 hours. It's like escape rooms essentially. But I played on a DS emulator. And I was playing it, and because it's a visual novel as well. And I was doing it, I'm like, oh, because this was probably like 15, 16 as well. And I'm like, I mean, the escape rooms are alright, but it's like. And then it's just, all it was these people wake up and they're trapped on a boat, on a cruise ship somewhere. There's no one else around. They've got to do all these escape rooms. And I was doing it, and I hadn't really gotten into visual novels at that point. I'm like, you know, it's too long-winded to get from one point to the next. So I'm like, Then I got past the first escape room, maybe got halfway through the visual novel section. And then the first and second games in the series, so 999 and the next one, Virtue's Last Reward, came out as a bundle on the PS4. I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, there's another one. Okay. And I'm like, you know what, I'll give them a go again. Oh my god. Like, incredible. Absolutely incredible series. The story goes places you would never believe. It is just utterly incredible. Like, there's multiple endings, but it takes the concept of multiple endings to like the nth degree. Kind of like how the Nier series does multiple endings. It's not the same, but it's as in it does multiple endings well, and there's a point to them as well. Each ending is a point to be there in terms of fitting in the larger whole. It is. I mean, if you don't mind visual novels and you like puzzly escape roomy stuff, and you like really convoluted, not necessarily convoluted, but just very no, not convoluted, but also like mind screwiness. It's definitely one of those series that you wish you could play them again for the first time, because once you've played them once, then that's it. The only enjoyment you'd really get is maybe trying to do the escape rooms a bit faster, but it's one of those stories that you just want to experience again for the first time. So that would probably be my series. Yeah, the Zero Escape ones. Yeah, I think you can get all of them on PS5. No, PS4, sorry. They're all, yeah, you can get a bundle for the first 2, and then the third one comes as standalone, but also they're not child friendly, let's just say that. Not in like a rude kind of way, but in a, I won't say in what game, I won't say why, but imagine like 6 people, standing in like a military looking bathroom and suddenly all the showers turn on and it's acid and they all just melt to death. Off camera, but that's what's going on. Like, it's like that sort of stuff. It's that kind of craziness, and it's great, and it's so good, so good. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. But it's very much it's a story that it's one of those things where, like, the reveal of what's actually going on is not till the end of the game, really. It's very much, you'll kind of get hints and breadcrumbs all the way throughout, but you won't really get the true gist of it until right at the end. But, yeah. But anyway, so my recommend that series definitely. You like good reveals? These reveals are like, oh, just like, I can't talk about them. Like, I literally cannot talk about them at all, because, yeah, it's kind of like, it's one of those things where, it's one of those things where, like, let's just say you've got two characters and they're walking down a hallway, or they're in a room and they see this like picture on the wall, and it's, oh, that's a diagram from like a science experiment where so and so did blah blah whatever, and it was about this, and they discovered that this and this. That will come back, like, that will be relevant to the plot to some degree. I like, normally sort of, like, anything that happens, no matter how kind of trivial it may seem, anything where you kind of go, huh, like, you notice it, there'll be a point to it, and you might not even you might not find out what the point of it is until you get further in, like, let's just say the stories are all, they're branching stories in the sense that so let's say you've got a choice between two doors. You can, either one you can go through to advance the story, but you can kind of, the story will have all these branching paths, and when a path reaches its conclusion, you can go back at any path that you've encountered so far and take the other option. And you can see how these paths all sort of merge together and map out together on this big map that you can kind of just jump around on. But you're going to need to, and there'll be like lock. It's kind of like lock sort of thing. Like, I can't actually progress story-wise past a particular point, maybe because you don't know what the key is to a particular thing, and yeah, so it's all that sort of stuff. I'll probably not explain that well, but you get the gist, yeah. Oh, and hey, welcome in. The Frosty was good. The boy got went to. He thought it was mid, but is it? But I loved it. I thought it was great. But I definitely see what you mean about the texture of it, like. Yeah. Flavor of a milkshake, but texture of a soft serve ice cream. It was just like, whoa, what is this? Yeah. But no, anyway, how are you doing? How was life? Which also reminds me, I have been listening to the that Transformers soundtrack. Since you looked at that video, that soundtrack's insane. Like, oh my goodness. The what's it? Transformers. Jeez, I can't remember the name of the game. One of the like Transformers games. The soundtrack is like really good, like metal sounding, like guitar stuff, I'll show you one of the songs afterwards. It's so good, and it's from a Transformers game. Anyway. Sus, can I braid your hair? I guess. And don't watch One Piece, so I'm sure that means something to me, but right. Anyway, okay, where are we at? Oh my goodness, what have I done to my chat? Oh no, my chat's disappeared. Oh my goodness, okay, right, my chat's come back. Lovely, there we go. Oh, that was the other thing, because we actually haven't eaten inside Wendy's for like, oh, well, the boys, you've never eaten in Wendy's before. I've only ever eaten in Wendy's once before, like years ago. So we ordered, what'd you order, like a medium combo? Yeah, we ordered a medium-sized combo at Wendy's, and then the drinks were huge. Like, the drinks were massive. Like, if that's what a medium is, shudder to think what an extra large size of the drinks was. It was like massive as, like, how is this a medium size? It's crazy. And we're just like, is that what it's like in America? Like, everything's just huge. Because like you've got parking lots larger than the stores that's parking for. It's like mental. Like here in New Zealand, you'd be lucky to get like a semi-decent amount of stuff for like a medium-sized combo. Spam this. I'm gonna do fireball jutsu this time, it's faster. Play. Good job, play. And there. You should go to Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, or Tropical Smoothie. What is the... Just so I've got it like clear in my mind. So Chick-fil-A, do they do like chicken sandwiches or something? Or is it like, do they do, is it like a burger place? Because I know it's chicken, I guess, but I could never quite work out like what the style of it is. Is it sandwiches? Is it wraps? Is it burgers? Is it just like chicken on salad? Yeah, because then, like, I suppose the meme of Chick-fil-A that I'm aware of, at least, is that everyone at Chick-fil-A is really, really lovely. Like, they'll always say, like, you know, you're welcome or your pleasure or something. Mainly burgers and nuggets. Yeah, we gotta go to Chick-fil-A when we go to Chick-fil-A. Nando's, yeah. Yeah, the other, the meme I know is that everyone there is really, like, customer service hyper-focused, I guess. Like, they'll always say, your pleasure or you're welcome to, like, everything.
way to fight this genjutsu.
Decided.
I believe that.
Okay, then. She's sweet. I'm trying to do 3 ultimates there.
Watch out for the rain of steel. Ha! Here I go. Tool. Brilliant chaos. Watch out for the rain of steel. Ha! Here I go. Brilliant chaos. Watch out for the rain of steel. Ha!
The victor has been decided.
Beauty, beauty. Okay, she's sweet again. This time. No, we don't. We've got Shino. Oh my goodness, need to learn how to read. Shino need to
Battle begins.
Let's go. Get it. Go. Crush it. Go, go. Get him. There.
Oh, that's what I need to ask. Okay. I have very, very serious question to ask. And I'm not expecting anyone to know what it is or what I'm even talking about. But if there's a small chance that someone knows what I'm on about, I will be the most indescribably happy I've ever been in my life. I used to date someone who went to Chick-fil-A. It's in their policy to say my pleasure. It's literally in their policy to say it. Wow. So when it's in the Chick-fil-A's policy, like written down, that you have to say my pleasure. It's like when someone says, "Oh, thank you," you have to say my pleasure. Yeah, that's crazy. Dang. What's that? Or would you? Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness, I can imagine they she would have been like, oh my god, can you not please? She would have been like triggered every time every time you said it. Oh goodness, but then like it's also it's kind of like it's ripe for trolling like that as well. Like you'd almost if you were there you'd have to expect it. But yeah, because I was doing all the searches for the shrimp. Yeah, okay. I've got a serious thing to ask. I have been searching high and low across the vast bounds of the interwebs to find something that I remember from my childhood. I am pretty sure it was on like a CD-ROM that you'd get, and I want to say it's like maybe like a collection of random things, like short animation clips or something. But there was like a CD-ROM. It was either a CD-ROM or a website. And this is like 2001 maybe even 2000, 2001 kind of era as well. But I distinctly remember there was, and I have never been able to find where this thing has come from since. Like, I can't remember where I've seen it. I've never been able to find it since, but I've been searching for it for, I want to say years, because I've actually been searching it for years. I've never once found it. There was I distinctly remember there's like an animation, like kind of like, imagine like one of those like minute long animation interludes that you maybe have on like cartoons or something, or like Cartoon Network when they used to play those like really those kind of like, as part of the ads, like as part of the ad breaks, they would have like little minute-long cartoon sort of things, kind of like that. But I distinctly remember it. It was like a kitchen, and there was like a chef, and they had this bowl of shrimp, or maybe it was prawns, bowl of seafood definitely anyway. And it had like eyes and, you know, it's all cute. And he puts it in like this like microwave contraption thing, whatever, and he walks away. And suddenly, like as he walks away, it kind of like zooms in on the microwave, and you can see this like big like radioactive sticker on it, like a big like biohazard sign on it. And then suddenly, I can't remember if it shows what's happening to the microwave, but the chef comes back anyway, and like the machine's like burnt, like smoking, like destroyed practically, like with the glass all smashed through it. And the prawn or the shrimp, whatever it is, has like turned into like a giant zombie monster mutant shrimp prawn thing, and like appears behind him and like attacks him or whatever. And it's like, I want to say it's like yellowy beige in colour, but anyway, and that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. But I vividly remember this thing, this seeing animation, but I cannot for the life of me find it anywhere at all. Like, I've never been able to find it since. I don't know whether I saw it on a website. I don't know what the name of the CD-ROM is that I saw it, if it was a CD-ROM that I even saw it on. Could have even been on TV for all I know. I just remember distinctly seeing it when I was maybe like 5 or 6. And I have searched everywhere, like everywhere, to find this thing. I have scoured the depths of the interwebs. Not a single hide nor hair that this little cartoon animation thing. It was like 2D animation, really basic, not even shaded, like the colouring wasn't even like shaded kind of stuff. Like imagine like Courage the Cowardly Dog kind of art style. It's like that. They're probably even more basic than Courage the Cowardly. More like Powerpuff Girls actually. It's probably the animation style of it. And I have never, like, I'm almost considering putting out a bounty for it, because I went on Reddit, on the tip of my tongue on Reddit, put in a post, like 700 people have seen it, no responses, and I'm like, is it no responses because they genuinely, like, because they don't know? Like, I need to know where this thing has come from. And like everyone I've ever mentioned it to is like no idea what I'm on about at all. Like it's just like this thing never existed. It's like a figment of my imagination, but it's not, because I've seen it more than once as well. Like I remember, like I just, for some reason I just feel like it's one of those things where you'd have one of those CD-ROM things and there'd be like a menu of, and like little shorts that you can pick from, and you'd click on it and it would then play the clip and it'll take you back to the menu after. Like I feel like it was something like that. So if anyone out there in the ether, in the universe, can help try and figure out where this bloody video has come, or does it cartoon, animation, short, whatever you want to call it, it's come from somewhere. Maybe it's nowhere. I'm like desperately. been in a similar situation with the movie. Just given up. God. Maybe. Is it like... Is it one that you remember seeing when you would have been like 5 or 6? Because it's like it's so frustrating when you're like, I just remember this thing, but I just can't. Like, if only I remembered where it had come from, I would be able to find it. But I can't even do that. Because the closest, I thought I was on the right track, but maybe not. I haven't actually delved too, I could probably actually delve deeper into it than I have been. But so the other thing that I remember distinct from my childhood was there was a Stephen King game that we had on CD-ROM, where there was like again it was like one of those sort of compilation collections of screensavers and mini games and all these things. But there was one where there's like cockroaches crawling over a table and you've got to whack them with a newspaper. But I managed to find what that Stephen King thing was. It's called F13, yeah, and so we had that, and so I managed to find that, but I wonder almost, because of the fact there was like a zombie mutant prawn, I wonder maybe if it was part of that compilation, possibly, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. I feel like I need to ask my brother, my older brother. He might know, maybe. He might have any inclination what I'm on about, because he was generally the one that would be on the home computer the most. Yeah, I'm just so sure that this thing exists. I'm not imagining it. Yeah, so I'm almost like, I need to find it. Is there like a place on the maybe do I go on the dark web? Do I just like put $1,000 bounty on the dark web to find me this bloody animation? Like, and it's not even the fact that I want to watch it again. It's like, I don't even want to watch it again. I just want to like know what it was from, even. In fact, it came out around 2010. Just got a couple by me. In the movie I saw this animation about a guy who's God, but erases memory, and at the end you find out he's been in an infinite loop of God. Huh. I might actually have a search for that. Surely it'll be somewhere, especially if it was around 2010, there would definitely be records of it online. Because I've got the funny feeling that my thing is, because it's like year 2000, that there wouldn't be enough record of it, or the chances of it not being recorded on the internet is higher. 2010, surely there'll be something. I'm curious. I might see if I can try and find it. Because did you see it in the movie theater? Or was it like, did it come on the DVD? I might to distract me from the you got along with I meant to on bootleg. Yeah, to distract me from the despair of not being able to find this bloody monster shrimp from the microwave thing. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna challenge myself, see if I can find it. Surely it will be somewhere. We'll find it. Oh, also, what I might quickly do after this fight is another. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I'll run another super quick ad. But there's right. And there's another thing too, which I've been trying to, because part of me almost wonders if it actually doesn't exist because this guy's being so secretive. So there's a mate of mine who back in uni, when cause he was studying in another town, so when he'd come up, which was I mean, if it's from Frizzo Lizzo, then yeah, that's my one. Yeah, I only posted it like 3 days ago because I renewed my search for this thing in the last like week. So yeah, it's probably it will actually no, not probably is. It will be mine. Hey, if anything, I'm semi-consistent with. I leave things similar enough that you can piece together my internet breadcrumbs quite easily. But how long have I got my steam more? Probably another 10 fights with? Yeah. What there? Yeah, about 10, 20, 15, 20 minutes. I had a mate, and he said when his family lived in the town where I was studying, and I remember we were when he'd come up on one of his weekends that he came up or whatever, we were chatting in Macca's, and I remember him. He was like, we were talking about something. I can't remember how he even got onto it, but he was describing like a TV show that he had watched. That was like really depressing and ended on a really like sad note where it was something like the show was about kind of like a guy who ended up doing like jobs for the mafia or something, and you know it ended up plans going awry and all this sort of stuff. And then it was something like he had his wife or partner had given birth to their baby or something, and then because this guy had stuffed up like a drug deal or something like that, like the job had gone wrong, it like the final episode of this series ended with the baby was in like the incubator or something in the hospital or one of the hospital beds, and you see like one of the mafia people walk into the hospital, and then it's like you hear the like fades to black, and you hear the beep of the monitor or of the baby monitor or whatever, the life support thing, and then you just hear like a beep, and it's like essentially implying that this guy did in the kid, but he wouldn't tell me what the show was called. Like, he refused to tell me what it was from. And I'm like, why can't you just tell me what it's from? And he's like, nah, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm like, why can't you tell me what it's from? Obviously you think it's good enough that you want me to watch it. Why can you not tell me what this thing's from? He just wouldn't tell me. And then I'm kind of like, I kind of had the, based on some other things that he had said like years before that kind of felt like fabrications. I wouldn't be surprised if he made this thing up to like sound like he watched interesting TV shows. I don't know, because I've never been able to find any like TV show where like the finale ended on a cliffhanger where like a baby was potentially, you know, had its life support turned off or something by a mobster, because it's like a cliffhanger ending, so you don't actually know if the baby's dead or not, and it's just like, but he flat out refused to tell me where it's from. And I'm like, who even does that? Like, you don't say, oh my god, there was this amazing finale of this show, you should like, oh my god, it's amazing, you should totally watch it, oh my god, it's crazy, like this, and this, and this, and you're like, oh my god, what's it called? And they're like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you. Like, bruh. I can't watch it if you don't tell me what it's called. Ugh, anyway. So I've never been able to find that one since. I think more annoying than trying to find a show movie clip from memory is trying to find a song stuck in your head. It's hard to Google songs. That's true. That is true. Have you ever had that when you're like, you hear like a song on a radio or something and you're like, you want to know what it's called, but like you can't like make out words from it, or you're trying to like Google what it is, but you get like nothing. Yeah. No, there's been a couple of because the Spotify at work sort of turned a little bit quiet. So there's been a couple of songs where like I hear them often, but I've never like really known what they've been called. And I'm trying to like listen, like pick up words, but I'm googling. I'm just like I don't know, like I've got no, and then you'll Google a line, and there'll be like 10 songs, 20 songs that all have the exact same line, and you're like, well, I don't know. I don't know who any of these people are either, so I don't even know if it's the right one. Yeah. Although I did manage to find pretty sure it was I was listening to him like, it sounds like Led Zeppelin, but it's obviously going to be Greta Van Fleet. And I managed to find the song, and it was nothing at all what I thought it was going to be called. I thought it was going to be something girl, but it ended up being called, it wasn't, it was something that wasn't, it's something green like girl, but it's apparently it's like a recent newer one, I think. Hang on, I could be wrong on that, 1 second. But it's, what, eh? You should have. Yeah. Highway Tune, that's what it's called. Yeah. Oh, is it not? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Hang on, no, yeah, 2018. Never mind.
Skill was far below mine in the first place. It's not even worth it.
Had that. That's like anime song. For some reason, Naruto ending 2 stuck in my head to watch. Instead of playing a Bleach opening. Oh my goodness. Do you also get it as well? Because I get it all the time where, like, me and the boy will be out shopping, and we'll come back, and like I'll be doing the dishes, and I'll be like humming or singing a song, and then like a song that I don't even like either, like a song that I don't really particularly have any interest in, and the boy will be like, why the hell are you singing that? I'm like, it just popped into my head randomly. I'm just, for some reason, just found myself randomly humming it, and it will be because it would have been in like the background of the supermarket or something, where we're not like aware of it in the sense that we're like, oh, it's that song, but like brain's heard it. My brain remembers it. And yes, I get that a lot as well. But I'm like, why am I suddenly randomly just singing the song? Like randomly. Okay, like I haven't listened to it or anything, but it'll be because it's in the background of something.
What sort of
Sakura. So lovely. And okay, 2 more fights after this.
too slow?
Actually, will I? No, I'll keep going. I'll see what comes first, 9:30 or 100 fights. And this one's almost impossible.
Too slow?
Yeah, I am hoping to always running. Ooh. Thank you. Yeah, animes are always, they're always running. They're always like, it always does like it'll have like excerpts of fight scenes or like cut through like different scenes from different fight sequences. They'll have that as well. Yeah, and then there's like on the flip side they always say that the ending songs are always like dreary and like there's like raining and it's all sort of like black weird shaky cam on like a character just standing there all looking like depressed. It's always those for the ending ones. Excuse me.
Battle begins. Water Dragon Jutsu. I'm serious now.
Oh, what's your body? Oh, your mama. Or dad.
Lightning Blade. Here I come.
Oh. Yeah.
Water Dragon Jutsu.
Oh, really? Oh yeah, one there, like father, like son. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Jesus. Oh, the meat compartment. Yeah. Damn.
Hey, that's real comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Battle begins.
Yeah.
Water Dragon Jutsu.
Alright.
I can use this.
What's one of the most... Ooh. What's one of the most memorable game... Ooh, what's one of the most memorable game experiences you've had? Red Dead 2? Yeah. The boy's answer is Red Dead 2. Still trying to think of one. so many. There's so many. But what's this? Because you know, I've had all kinds of different experiences. I've had maybe memorable for the wrong reasons. Like, well, maybe is me like sobbing on the floor in the living room. Ragnarok? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, it doesn't matter if they're AAA or not. Yeah. Yeah, and the boys' other answer is God of War Ragnarok as well. I'd say mine would be Final Fantasy 15. The ending of that was an absolute emotional roll. I was an absolute wreck on the floor. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on like a Saturday. I was in the living room like sobbing my eyes out, and then Mum and Dad were out on the balcony. I was trying to like, when they'd walk into the kitchen, I'd be trying to like shield myself so they couldn't see me, like tears streaming down my face, and be like, what the hell are you? Because they're not the kinds of people to Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima's, that's a good one. That was just a flawless game. And just so masterfully done. It was the most perfect ending possible. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Battle begins.
Yeah, I'd say probably FF15 is probably one of the most memorable. That just like for the last hour of that game I was a wreck. Like, yeah. As like say, yeah, people can say what they want to say about FF15. It was it was crazy. Well, the ending was just like, the more invested you were in the story, the worse the ending hits. So that was probably one main one.
Has been decided.
Get out of my
See if there's any other. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, so I'd say that's probably the one that springs to mind for me. Yeah. What about yourself? Would it be something with Street Fighter 2? Because was that the one that you had all like the neighborhood get-togethers with all the kids? Was it around Street Fighter 2? I'll do one more matchup after these. This one. Oh, actually no. I'll keep going all the way. I'll do 6 more after this. Because then I've done 100 fights today. Hey, Zanu. What level do I play? At the Mo. This is just on average difficulty. So nothing too easy, but also nothing too crazy. Purely because with the number of fights that I'm trying to get through in this game, I don't want it so easy that it's just no challenge. But I also don't want it so difficult that each fight takes me ages to do, and then I'm like dragging out the amount of time it takes for me to finish these things. Alright. So mine is Street Fighter 2 having a tournament. That's right, Fighting Game Friday, that's it. First round my friend Brian won, next week I won. Kept going about teleport. No copy and played at home, still second best in the neighbourhood. Didn't matter though, because come on, my friend Jack. Naruto older than Ninja. I remember me the first when I played Naruto Ultra Ninja for the first time, it was in like a game store, like a hi-fi store, and they had the PS2 set up, and like, you know, where they get the little PS2 set up in that little booth, and you can just go and they'll have a game preloaded, and you can just go and play for like a few minutes. I was going in with my dad, he was having a look at something, and so I'm like, oh, we'll play that. So I faced my dad, who doesn't play fighting games at all, isn't particularly a fan of fighting games, and he's won. Like, I was playing as Sasuke, and I can't remember who. I think he was playing as Zabuza. No, he was playing as Kakashi actually, and he beat. And I was so mortified that my dad beat me at a Naruto game, and he's like, I don't know what I was doing. I was just mashing buttons, and I'm like, sure, rub it in, Dad. And then he didn't want a rematch after that, so of course. And do I play online? No, I do not. I will, well, at least not for what I be doing today. I'll give you the spiel. I'll give you the miniature version of the spiel, to save you like 10 minutes worth of explaining. What I'll be doing is that little counter at the top right, which is not live at all. I've got to update that. That's a considerably lower number. I am doing a whole bunch of fights in this game, just in like the free battle, nothing fancy, not ranked or anything. So I'm just doing fight after fight after fight after fight. I've done about like 6,500 today. As you can see, I've got like 4,600 to go. And so that's what I'm doing. So it's not an online thing, not a play with viewers sort of thing. This is literally just 2 hours of me doing fight after fight after fight. So that's that. There's a longer spiel, but that's the miniature version of it. actually, Michael Rich, another memorable gaming moment was me and a couple of my friends. So we'd always go round to my friend Shelley's house for sleepovers because her mum and dad own a retirement village. Oh, it's not really a retirement village. It's more like it's kind of like a mini retirement village-ish. But anyway, so they have like these huge, they've got a big house and like a giant hall that was never used and all that sort of thing. But anyway, so we'd go around and we'd always get like Sing Star or Guitar Hero, one of them. But we got Guitar Hero 3, and between the three of us, we basically just alternated one on all the songs going down. And then I just remember we got to the end, and obviously the final song during the credits, which I was fortunate enough to be the one that got to do it, was with Through the Fire and Flames. I just remember the first time hearing that song and just doing this like super long 7-minute song throughout the credits of Guitar Hero 3. It was just like, we were all just like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is so cool. And I'm like, right? And that one was another memorable one, I guess, as well. In fact, Guitar Hero 3, I'd even say, is what like definitively made me like convert from pop music to metal and rock. I was like listening to all these songs and I'm like, why do these songs sound so heavenly? Why does this electric guitar sound like it was crafted by angels? Alright, okay. 2 more fights. These are the last 2 fights I'll be doing this evening. So we've got Jiraiya and Obito. So I'll do the Obito one first.
Battle begins.
Alright, last fight of the day, which is fight 100, I believe. Possibly. Actually, no, it'll be fight 102. Because I actually ended up doing another 2 fights. So this is actually fight 102. Dang. Sounds like Jiraiya saying yes. Come on, chakra dashing. Thank you. Gorgeous.
Lord Jiraiya, Toad Sage of Mount Miyoboku. That's me. The victor has been decided.
All right. Okay, right, that is it for today's series of fights. So we are down to 4,640. Oh my goodness. Another for me is playing online for the first time. Did alright, think I was the bee's knees taking a sick leave. That sounds like me with Tekken. Oh my goodness, me and Tekken. Oh, it's a love-hate relationship. I love the game. I love playing it. Absolutely rubbish at it. I don't think there's anyone in the world worse than me. But anyway, I'm glad I'm not alone in terms of that sort of thing. But anyway, no. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow, it's a big day tomorrow. It's a big day tomorrow. I will be streaming most of the day, not the night time. So basically I'm expecting from about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, New Zealand time, to probably about 5 o'clock New Zealand time. I will be streaming. I have my Switch ready. It is ready to go. It is charged and it is willing and eager. See, it even has it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh no, wrong one. Oh my goodness, hang on. Screen's turned off. Oh yeah. It even tells you right on the front. Oh my goodness. Where are we? Going in there. Tomorrow. Oh my god. Anyway. Very excited. I'm so excited. I'm like there as soon as the store opens. Like literally the second those doors open. I'm like running to the front counter, being like, give me my copy, bish. And then as soon as I've got my coffee, I'm gapping it back to the car, speeding all the way home. Hopefully not get caught by the cops. I won't actually be speeding, but you know what I mean. Get in, chuck it in there, get my setup done. We're playing it. Oh, we go. We playing it. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, so that's what's going on tomorrow. So it won't be an East stream tomorrow night, because I'll be streaming for most of the day. But probably be doing East on Saturday night instead. And then Cold Steel on Sunday, and then this on Monday. So shift all the days forward a bit. But no, but anyway, until then, I will see you. I will see you when I see you. Have a fabulous morning, afternoon, or night, wherever y'all is. Stay well. Stay very rested, because Zelda's coming out tomorrow. Stay hydrated, because Zelda's coming out tomorrow. Stay food fresh fabulous, just like Zelda will be. And most importantly, stay you. But anyway, I will see y'all. Peace out. Take care. I need to go and get some beauty sleep before the game comes out tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Ciao. Have a good one. Bye.